Hey there, my fellow Americans. If you've been anxiously waiting for news about the next stimulus payment, you're in the right place. Today, I'm bringing you some crucial information about the upcoming $2,200 stimulus check that could be hitting your bank account as soon as this Monday. Whether you're receiving Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, this video is specifically for you. Before we dive deep into all the details, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on important updates about your benefits and payments. You might be wondering, why another stimulus check, and why now? Well, with inflation continuing to impact millions of Americans, especially those on fixed incomes, the government has recognized the urgent need for additional financial support. This new payment is particularly targeted toward beneficiaries of Social Security, Supplemental Security Income, Social Security Disability Insurance, and Veterans Affairs programs. But here's the thing, not everyone will receive this payment at the same time, and there are some important requirements you need to know about. Let's start with the basics of this new stimulus payment. The $2,200 amount isn't just a random number, it's calculated based on several factors, including the current cost of living adjustments and the rising inflation rates we've seen over the past months. For Social Security recipients, this payment is designed to help bridge the gap between your regular benefits and the actual cost of living in today's economy. But here's what makes this stimulus different from previous ones: it's being distributed with a new, more efficient system that should help get the money to you faster than ever before. Now, you might be asking yourself, do I qualify for this payment? This is where things get interesting. The eligibility criteria for this stimulus check are actually more straightforward than previous payments. If you're currently receiving any form of Social Security benefits, SSI, SSDI, or VA benefits, you're likely already in the system for automatic payment. However, there's a catch: your annual income must fall below certain thresholds, and you must have been receiving benefits before January 2023 to qualify for the full amount. For Social Security beneficiaries, the process is particularly streamlined. Since the Social Security Administration already has your information and payment details, you won't need to take any additional steps to receive this stimulus check. But what about those who receive multiple benefits? For instance, if you receive both Social Security and VA benefits, how does that affect your payment? Don't worry, I'll explain exactly how this works in just a moment. One of the most common questions I've been getting is about the payment timeline. While the rollout begins this Monday, not everyone will receive their payment on day one. The distribution is being handled in waves, similar to how previous stimulus payments were sent out. The good news is that direct deposit recipients will be among the first to receive their payments, followed by those who get their benefits through direct express cards, and finally, those who receive paper checks. For SSI recipients, there's some particularly good news. The Social Security Administration has prioritized SSI beneficiaries in this round of payments, recognizing that many of these individuals are among those most in need of financial assistance. If you're an SSI recipient, you can expect to be among the first groups to receive your payment. But what exactly do you need to do to ensure you don't miss out? Let me break that down for you. SSDI beneficiaries have been asking about how this payment might affect their benefits or income limits. Here's the crucial information you need to know: this stimulus payment will not count as income for benefit calculations. This means you don't have to worry about this payment affecting your regular SSDI benefits or any other government assistance you might be receiving. Isn't that a relief? But there's more you need to know about how this payment interacts with other benefits. Veterans receiving VA benefits haven't been forgotten in this stimulus package. In fact, the Department of Veterans Affairs has worked closely with the Treasury Department to ensure that veterans receive their payments efficiently. If you're a VA benefit recipient, your payment will be processed based on the information the VA already has on file. But what if your information has changed recently? Don't worry, I'll explain exactly what steps you need to take to update your information. Now, let's talk about something that's causing some confusion: the payment amount variations. While $2,200 is the maximum payment, not everyone will receive this full amount. The actual amount you receive depends on several factors, including your benefit type, income level, and whether you have eligible dependents. For example, if you have qualifying dependents, you might be eligible for additional funds on top of your base payment. But how do you know if your dependents qualify? Here's where it gets really interesting. There are some special provisions in this stimulus package that weren't included in previous payments. For instance, there's additional support for those who have experienced significant increases in their medical expenses or those who have had to make modifications to their homes due to disabilities. These supplemental amounts could increase your total payment beyond the base $2,200, but you'll need to know how to qualify and apply for these additional funds. Let's address a concern many of you have expressed. What if you don't receive your payment when expected? First, don't panic. The distribution process will take several weeks to complete. However, there are specific steps you can take if your payment seems delayed. The IRS and Social Security Administration have set up dedicated channels to track and trace these payments. I'll share the exact websites and phone numbers you'll need to check on your payment status. Security is another crucial aspect we need to discuss. Unfortunately, whenever there's a new government payment, scammers try to take advantage of the situation. Be extremely careful of anyone contacting you about your stimulus payment, especially if they're asking for personal information or payment to process your check. Remember, the government will never call, email, or text you asking for personal information or money to send your stimulus payment. For those of you who have recently moved or changed banks, there's important information you need to know. While the government will use your most recent information on file, there's a small window of opportunity to update your details before the payments begin. I'll explain exactly how to update your information and the deadlines you need to be aware of to ensure your payment isn't delayed. What about taxes? This is a question many of you have been asking. The good news is that this stimulus payment is not considered taxable income. You won't need to report it on your tax return, and it won't affect your tax bracket or any tax credits you might be eligible for. However, there are some important documents you should keep for your records related to this payment. Now, let's talk about what you should do once you receive your payment. While it's tempting to spend it all at once, it's important to think strategically about how to use these funds. Consider creating a priority list of expenses, focusing on essential needs first. Remember, this payment is designed to help cover increased living costs and provide some financial relief during these challenging times. For those of you who are caregivers or representatives for benefit recipients, there are special considerations you need to be aware of. If you manage benefits for someone else, such as a parent or disabled adult, the process might be slightly different. I'll explain exactly what you need to know to ensure the payment is properly handled and received. Looking ahead, many of you might be wondering if there will be more stimulus payments in the future. While I can't predict future government actions, I can tell you about the ongoing discussions in Congress regarding additional support for benefit recipients. I'll share what we know about potential future assistance and how you can stay informed about any new developments. Here's something important to remember: this stimulus payment is just one part of the overall support available to benefit recipients. There are other programs and resources you might be eligible for, especially if you're struggling with rising costs. I'll share information about additional assistance programs that could help supplement this stimulus payment. Before we wrap up, let's review the most important action items. First, make sure your direct deposit information is up to date. Second, watch out for scams and protect your personal information. Third, keep an eye on your bank account or mail delivery starting this Monday. And finally, if you have any questions or concerns, use the official government channels I mentioned earlier to get answers. Remember, this payment is designed to provide real help during challenging times. While $2,200 might not solve all financial challenges, it can provide significant relief when used wisely. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with anyone who might benefit from this information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on benefits, stimulus payments, and other important financial news that affects Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA recipients. Have questions about what we covered today? Drop them in the comments below. I read every comment and try to respond to as many as possible. Together, we can navigate these updates and ensure everyone gets the support they're entitled to receive. Stay tuned for more updates, and remember to keep checking your accounts starting this Monday for your stimulus payment. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.